man, after last week in Nashville, you had a lot of decisions and a boring main event. It was anything but that last night, as you had 9 finishes in 13 fights with about 5 or 6 KOs. So, man, you just never know what's going to happen in this sport. But before we get to those big finishes, we got to discuss Vicente Luque and Rafael dos Anjos, aka RDA. It was a great fight, battle back and forth, but at the end of the day, Vicente Luque dominated just as I told you he would, winning 49-46 and 48-47 on the other two. So to me, a dominant performance. It really should have been 4-1 on all 3 judges' scorecards, but at the end of the day, it's a unanimous decision. He sort of played it safe, a lot of control time, but it wasn't on the ground. It was stand up and clinch control with a lot of striking at the same time. So very technical fight. 2 really good fighters on display. And at that point, you had 9 finishes, right? So it's kind of like it is what it is. Even if this goes to a decision, we've already been treated with a bunch of KOs and crazy submissions, including a twister, only the 3rd one in UFC history. But the big story last night was Cub Swanson versus Hakeem Dawodu. This is something everybody's talking about today, right? One fighter appeared to have dominated the fight, but the other fighter got the victory. So let's check that out right now. Here's the live reaction last night, and I couldn't believe the decision. So that'll do it. Cub Swanson and Hakeem Dawodu are heading to a decision in a great fight. Great fight. I mean, you look at significant strikes, 87-66. Dawodu, total strikes 119, 104. Dawodu, control time 310-125. Hakeem Dawodu. Now, Swanson did have a takedown here at the end of the fight, but that won't be enough. Now, the one thing you could look at, though, is head strikes, 49-49. And that tends to be the difference sometimes, but being that it's equal and Dawodu landed more body shots, leg strikes, he should get this round. He led in every round by at least 6 significant strikes, but no more than 8. So the rounds were close, but Dawodu should get a unanimous decision, 30-27. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Both guys standing in the center of the octagon. You never know with these things, man. You never know. Here we go. It's going to be unanimous. So 29-28. Wow, I thought it'd be 30-27. Oh! Cub Swanson even couldn't believe it. Cub Swanson couldn't believe it. What? What? Cub Swanson congratulated Dawodu. And he still got the win. What is going on here, man? What is going on here? Dawodu led in every category. Except head strikes. 40. This is highway robbery, man. Highway robbery. But Cub Swanson in the interview now still can't believe it. He's going to move to 29-13. Is he going to retire? So Cub Swanson breaking down now. I don't know. Is this going to be it? We'll hold tight here. Let's see what's going on. So Daniel Cormier is talking to him. He's not taking off the gloves or anything like that, but he does have his family and kids sitting in the front. He's got 3 kids. Looks like 2 boys and a girl. Man, the 2 boys look exactly the same. They look like twins, but they're like 3 years difference. But nonetheless, I thought he might retire there. He was really emotional, but he's not going to. He's going to move to 29-13, featherweight division, UFC Vegas 78. So let me take this opportunity every time I get the chance to take it. The UFC needs a point system. I repeat, the UFC needs a point system. This is not boxing. It's only 3 rounds. The rounds, to me, are meaningless. I want to look at the stats at the end of the fight and be able to tell you who won. When you look at the stats at the end of this fight, it was dominated by Hakeem Dawodu. Now, the one area that was equal was head strikes, 49-49. But Dawodu led in control time. He led in significant strikes. He led in total strikes. He led in body shots. He led in leg strikes. He led in every category and tied in one. So if there's a point system, maybe every 10 seconds control, you get a point. Maybe every significant strike, you get a point. I don't know how you set it up. But the bottom line is that there's a point system and you get rid of the importance of each round, Dawodu wins the fight. And sometimes you watch these fight and a guy absolutely dominates a round, but gets a 10-9. And then he loses the other two very closely. And when you look at the whole fight, one guy won, but the other guy gets a decision. And I just can't take it sometimes. It really, it makes me crazy. The bottom line is Dawodu, whatever you want to say, won this fight. He won the fight, but officially he lost the fight. And it's crazy that these things happen. But it is what it is. As we move on, Khalil Roundtree looked solid last night. And when this guy gets a finish, he gets a finish. I think he's won like 4 straight. Check this out. Khalil Roundtree looking good so far. Just picking Dawkins apart faster. I mean, he's shorter, but and the reach disadvantage isn't hurting him here. He's getting in close. He's keeping the disadvantage to an advantage, really, because he's staying in the pocket. He's staying up close. And, he keeps pressuring Chris Dawkins. Dawkins lands a big right. Oh, it takes a left! Dude, right down! Wow, bro. And lands a couple more, and that's it. And he's lucky because he landed a big one to the back of the head, but Herb Dean let it stand, I guess, because it was already over. It was already over. Whoa, dude. And even going back in the day, when Khalil Roundtree wins, he wins in a powerful manner. What a victory, man. Wow. Yeah, so Khalil Roundtree getting the job done, 105 or 6 KOs. I'd have to look to be exact, but it was at least 5, maybe 6. Several submissions, 4 decisions, but even those were all good. I mean, the whole card was great fights last night. That's the bottom line. I mean, everybody should have got a bonus that had a finish. But nonetheless, Khalil Roundtree looked good. You also had Marcus McGee coming in, making a statement. Ooh, a big right by JP Bays. Now he takes a left from McGee. And these are two guys with a lot of striking power. Obviously. Bantamweight division has just been heating up over the last several months. Then next week you got the title on the line at UFC 292. So this division is on the rise. And a leg strike by McGee and a big right. Ooh. JP Bays almost going down there. Still a lot of pop though. Misses on a left-right combination. And McGee's got the perfect range right now because he's got the reach advantage. And he's right at his reach. And JP Bays can't land anything. So Marcus McGee really right where he wants to be right now. JP Bays has missed about 7 strikes in a row. I mean, he's really trying to keep Marcus McGee off of him. But how long will that last? And a big right. And that's it. Wow, the ref didn't even stop it. What? Wow, man. And I have to tell you, this ref here, forget his name. Like, he lets it go for a second. Like, JP Bays just caught a big right hand. And Marcus McGee stopped and started putting his hands up. And the ref was going to let it go for a second until he realized that it needed to be stopped. Boom. Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, and it turns out the ref did stop it, but it just wasn't like a big stop. He kind of pushed McGee back a little bit. The fight was stopped, and then he went over and held the other fighter. So he did stop the fight, so I take that back. I stand corrected. But in other fights, that ref lets the fight go on and on and on. But Marcus McGee looked good last night. Terrence McKinney took a fight on short notice against Mike Breeden. You remember Terrence McGee, right? 7-second KO finish versus Matt Frivola. Put him on the map. He's kind of been 50-50 since then. Probably lost more than he won, really. but he made a statement last night. Terrence McKinney landed some big shots here. First minute gone, now a big left. Breeden beginning to cover up though, but he gets out of it. And he's backed up against the fence. This isn't good against McKinney. Ooh, a nice left uppercut, a right knee. Boy, McKinney could use a first-round finish. Struggled over the last 4 or 5 fights since that Frivola 7-second KO. Now McKinney's got the back. And he drives a knee, lands it, stands up. Big left. Oh, Breeden's in trouble. Breeden's covering up. Tagnone's looking at this, and it's over. And, man, not a big finish, and Mike Breeden's arguing it. But the bottom line is Terrence McKinney is not a guy you want to be stuck up against the fence against while he's pounding away. And Terrence McKinney is pumped up, back in the win column, and he needed this. I think this guy is going to continue to fight well as he gets more experience. Yeah, and Terrence McKinney's young, so look for him to, he'll struggle here and there against really good fighters. He'll beat guys he's supposed to beat pretty easily, and it's like he's just got to find his groove and get that one big win against a big name or a contender, and then the sky's the limit for him. But he's still young. He's got time. As far as last night, we had an average night. I mean, the Dawodu debacle in which he was robbed by Swanson, we could have been 8-5 easily. But we won with Damon Blackshear, Martin Budai, Terrence McKinney, Marcus McGee, Josh Fremd, Yasmin Lucindo came through, and Vicente Luque. So we're still 21-7 in the main event. We're 213 and 124 on the year. And again, as I say every week, we'll take that every year. It's not always going to be that easy. As you saw a night like last night, 13 fights, it was tough. But we should have been 8-5 and been able to say that it was a good night. But instead, it was just an average night because of that robbery. And, some people probably lost big because of that. Yeah, Bob saying I was robbed from a 13-leg parlay that paid $36K for a $100 bet. That's crazy. Only fight I lost was robbed on. Yeah, I made a backup bet that paid $10K. So I hit an 18-leg last week, paid huge, boxing, UFC, MLB. And when you're making an 18-leg parlay, that's crazy, man. That's just crazy. It only takes one of those to go against you for you to lose. So to hit that is absolutely amazing.
He's gonna fight, wait, he's gonna fight, wait, hold your breath till the end of the night. Last fighter call, UFC at its height, yeah. Bringing that thunder with all his might, saying step up, wanna fight, hold up, think twice, gladiator, assassin, reckless, no abandon, walk through that cage, he'll leave your ass stranded, wake up, hey, where you at?